Oh my god, hi guys. Long time no. All right, we get it. You're asleep, now you're awake. Guys, we don't need to do all of that. Can we just get straight into the song? Thank you. I knew you'd understand. Now, the song we're going to talk about today is That's Not Me by the Beach Boys. And if you haven't heard this song or their album Pet Sounds that the track is off of, I highly recommend listening to both. And the reason I chose this song in particular is because as we enter the new year, as we enter this month that we call
February,
there's a lot of potential for growth, for positive change, for achieving new goals, conquering new heights, and whatever other upward trending synonym that you'd like to insert here. And with that potential energy that's just waiting for a little push to get moving, there's also a lot of people that want to tell you exactly what to do with that potential energy. Some in good faith and others not so much. And that brings me to the first line of this song, where the titular Beach Boy says, "I had to prove that I could make it alone, but that's not me. I wanted to show how independent I'd grown, but that's not me." Now you'll notice a common trend throughout this song, where the repeating line, "That's not me," is said several times, as if Mr. Wilson is trying to hammer the name of the song into the flesh. But I love the messaging in these opening lines. It's so simplistic, yet so applicable. I can speak from my own experience that when trying to do something in my life that is only because I want to do it alone out of pride, the outcome is rarely as good than if I just collabed with someone else or asked for help. So I think that in these opening lines, he's saying, hey, you don't have to do things alone, guys. You're allowed to ask for help, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, for the folks watching at home, go ahead and put your hand up if you've got someone special in your life. Keep them up if you love them. Keep it up if they want the best for you. Now, fellas, go ahead and put your hands down. Good boy. Now, that's exactly what Brian's talking about on this next line, where he says, I could try to be big in the eyes of the world, but what matters to me is what I could be to just one girl. And folks, ain't that what it's all about? And it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, your soul's born waifu. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you are pumping that energy into the relationships that matter and helping them grow into the beautiful gardens that they could be, that's what we should be focusing on this year. We've been talking a lot about being a good boy, changing and making choices. And when doing any of these things, it's critical that you make those decisions with you in mind first and others second. Mr. Sandy goes on in this song and says, I went through all kinds of changes, took a look at myself, and said that's not me. And this is the line that holds the song together. It's the idea of performative growth that is meant for the gaze of others, for the idea that someone might come up to you and say, wow, look how much you've changed, or look how good you look. Because I promise you, there's not one specific thing that someone could say to you that would make any type of change that you went through more satisfying than if you did it for yourself in the first place. Surfer Guy number 1 goes on to say, I once had a dream, so I packed up and split for the city. I soon found out that my lonely life wasn't so pretty. And holy moly, if you have not been single in your 20s and thought to yourself, man, I should just move to the middle of nowhere and live like a nomad, then you are missing out on some serious life lore. They were feeling it in the 60s, and now they're feeling it in the 20s. Bri, your message still rings true.
Thank you.
But believe it or not, the answer is not a hut in the woods, which is a video essay by Exurb2A. And I highly recommend checking that video out because it goes into much greater depth on this topic than I'm going to in this video. As I was referring to earlier with that life lore stuff, the only reason I was feeling that way is because I was feeling a little sad and I wanted to get away from that feeling. But ring-a-ding-ding, folks, if you're feeling a feeling internally, moving somewhere externally will not get rid of that feeling. You're just going to bring it along with you to somewhere new. And it reminds me of this SNL sketch sketch. And it reminds me of this SNL sketch that Adam Sandler did. And I'm just going to play it for y'all because he says it best.
So here at Romano Tours, we always remind our customers, if you're sad now, you might still feel sad there, okay? You understand? That makes sense?
But I feel like so many people don't realize that until they've already moved, feel okay for a week, and then wake up and they're like,
I've made a huge mistake.
But sometimes you need to go a little bit crazy and ruffle the feathers of your life a little bit to put things into perspective. And I think Brunette Boy over here agrees because he says, I'm glad I went. Now I'm that much more sure that we're ready. Finding yourself in that new and confusing place in your life can put things into perspective and help you realize what you truly treasure and can lead you down an alternative path towards living in a purpose that is truer to you than it would have been if you would just stay in your safety zone. Now, this is not me advocating for you to go out and purposely do something stupid to mess up your life, because don't worry, it will happen to you at some point, because that is the game of life. And when it does, embrace the suck and let it teach you something. Let it learn you. By Black. The end of the song sees our wave-riding Randy repeating the line, I once had a dream, so I packed up and split for the city. I soon found out that my lonely life wasn't so pretty. And I think this just serves as a gentle reminder to both him and the listener, hey, we already went on our journey. We already got what we need from it, and we don't need to go down that path again. I know this video was a bit all over the place, and if it came off a bit preachy, just know that it wasn't, because I got my degree in biotechnology and not preaching. So legally, that could not have happened. I really enjoyed making this. It's been weighing on my mind for a few months now, and it's gone through all types of reiterations, edits, and whatever else goes into making a video. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Or at least I'm saying that as I'm writing the script and saying it into the camera. So far, so good. If I enjoy the final product, I'll put a smiley face right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video truly, and hopefully more videos to come this year. I'll see y'all in the next one.